Assalamu alaikum. So we got Zaidi aqeeda part 2. So today it's about divine justice, and divine justice is a concept that's important, especially to refute those who say that Allah compels us to injustice or disbelief. And historically, there were groups like that, although there's no groups like that currently. Divine justice is also important to establish before you move to the next point of aqeeda, which is enjoining good and forbidding evil. Now, regarding divine justice, the evidence, there's multiple evidence, but one of the easiest evidence to come by is in Surah Nisa when Allah says He doesn't do even atom's weight of injustice, and that's sufficient. In terms of justice, what's meant isn't an ugly concept of justice. Not, you can't have a concept of injustice and then from your own opinion of what that justice is compel Allah and say Allah must be just in that way. So to give an example, you can't say, in modern times men and women, workplace, etc., is equal, so the inheritance laws must be equal in Islam. No, it doesn't work like that. Because justice is what is defined by Allah, and you've got to balance define justice with what's called Tawheed Hakimiyya, which is the fact that only Allah legislates, and that can be seen in Surah Yusuf, where you can find the verse where the legislation or the hukam is only for Allah. Okay, and this is really important because once you establish divine justice, you might get certain groups who try and use ugly arguments against X is not just, Y is not just, therefore we can change Sharia. No, it doesn't work like that. In Zaidiya, the Sharia is established through revelation, and when we say Allah is divinely just and does not go against his own justice, we mean he does not go against his own statements and his own hukam. Okay, so for example, if he tells the believers, ask the believers that you to believe, gives us a choice to believe, he then cannot compel us to disbelief. This would be against his own justice, his own system of asking us to reflect on Quran and accept belief. There's no compulsion in a religion. And same thing with Sharia law. And just to tie that up, Allah says in the Quran that He does not burden any soul with a burden that they cannot bear. Sorry, I'm paraphrasing. That might not be the exact translation. But in terms of divine justice, yeah, that's the main setup. I've given the kind of details of what it's not, and you can go delve much more detail into divine justice. And again, like all of these Akida points, I'm just giving the very basics, and later on I will go further into the detail.